Welcome back. This is Connected Conversations. I'm Adriane. Today's episode is called Inside Detention, What It Actually Feels Like. Not from policy, not from headlines, just from a human perspective. In the last episode, everything stopped. What happened next wasn't just about where he was taken. It was about what it feels like to be inside a system you no longer control. It's easy to have opinions about something you've never experienced firsthand. Detention is one of those things. We hear the word and imagine structure, due process, order. But what does it actually feel like to be inside it? It doesn't begin with a courtroom. It begins with a moment where your day is no longer yours. There's no time to prepare, no time to explain your life, no time to gather the documents and pieces of who you are and present them in a way that makes sense. You're just moved. And in that moment, something shifts. Control disappears. Inside detention, time doesn't move the same. Not because the clock stops, but because you no longer know what you're waiting for. You don't know how long you'll be there. You don't know what happens next. You don't know when someone will explain anything. So you wait. And waiting without clarity does something to the body. It tightens it. It keeps it on alert. It holds it in a kind of suspension, a tenseness without release. Not because something is actively happening, but because something could happen. Outside, you are a person with roles. A parent, a partner, a business owner, a neighbor. Inside, those roles don't carry the same weight. You simply become a name on a list, a case number, a status. And even if no one says it out loud, you feel that shift. You are no longer being seen in the fullness of who you are. You're being processed. Not all fear is loud. Inside detention, most of it is quiet. It's the not knowing, when will I speak to someone? When will I be heard? What's happening outside of these walls? What's happening to my family? That kind of fear doesn't spike and disappear. It stays. It hums beneath everything. Even the smallest moments begin to feel different. Time stretches. Minutes feel longer. Hours feel unclear. Days start to blur. You begin to measure time differently, by hunger, by fatigue, by how long you've been waiting since anyone last gave you information. And still, there are moments of humanity. A conversation with someone nearby, a shared look, small acts of kindness. Those moments matter more than you would expect because they remind you you haven't completely disappeared. From the outside, detention looks like an event, something that happens. From the inside, it's an experience that unfolds, layer by layer. Physically, emotionally, psychologically. It's not just about where someone is. It's about what happens to them while they're there. And most of that never makes it into the conversation. So before forming a hard opinion, it's worth asking, have I taken the time to understand what this actually feels like for a human being? Not the system, not the policy, the person. This isn't about telling you what to think. It's about widening the lens just enough to see more clearly. Because when we understand the human experience inside something, our conversations can change. They soften. They deepen. They become more honest. In the next episode, we'll explore what detention looks like from the inside. This is Connected Conversations. Short, honest, human. Thank you for listening and considering another human's perspective. I'll meet you in the next episode.